out on the road, but you got a family at home. How do you manage the two? Well, let's talk about it. Hey guys, and welcome back. I am Trainer Allen, your OTR truck driving instructor, and I am happy to have you here on my channel. Today we're going to discuss something that is very deep, and some of you may get offended. If you do, I apologize. It's not my intent to offend anyone, but you know, this is a serious issue that anytime you're discussing this kind of occupation where you're gone continuously, it needs to be discussed. And I hope that you take what I say here with a grain of salt. Again, understand that I've got 20 plus years experience out on the road, and I've been through a wife, I've been through some girlfriends, yeah, it's life on the road's not easy. And you know, the first thing that I want to say is, if you're in a relationship, please make sure they are on board with you. You know, they're on the same page with you going out on the road, because if they're not, it's going to cause nothing but heartache. So before you start this, you need to make some serious decisions. You need to decide whether A, you're in the right relationship, and B, whether or not the strength of your relationship can withstand you being gone the majority of the time. Because you will be. You'll be gone the majority of the time. So, with that said, what are some things that you can do to make sure that it works? First of all, call daily. You know, back when I started, back before the invention of the cell phone, and back before blah, 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 you know, we didn't have the ability to stay in touch the way you guys do now, okay? We've all got a cell phone. You've got a cell phone. You've probably got a Bluetooth headset. There's no reason for you not to call and talk to your significant other and kids on a daily basis, okay? Now, we've also got Facebook Messenger video chat. We've got FaceTime, et cetera, okay? So there's no reason not to schedule regular time, either of an evening or of a morning, where you can actually do FaceTime with your significant other and or children. So that's very important. Make sure you keep those channels of communication open with your family at home. That said, I want to say that there are some things you don't need to be talking about while you're out on the road. Okay? For those of you who have been in the military, you know what I'm talking about. Okay? But for the majority of civilians coming into truck driving, first of all, do not talk about things that you know are going to be an argument. Okay, don't do that while you're not at home. You know, those things need to be discussed face to face, not while you're 500 miles away or 1,000 miles away. Don't talk about those things. Okay, wait until you get home to discuss those things. Bills, don't discuss bills. You know, that should all be figured out before you ever hit the road. You know, how the bills are going to be managed, and all that should be worked out well before you hit the road. If they're not, back up and do a redo, because that's important, okay? Another thing not to talk about is, well, pretty much anything outside of normal daily stresses that your significant other have in the process of their day at work, or you have in the process of your day at work. You know, anything outside of those things, stay away from those topics when you're on your daily call or on your daily FaceTime or whatever you do, okay? Just stay away from those. There's no need for them. They add additional stress to you. They add additional stress to your significant other that they don't need, and possibly to your kids that they don't need, okay? So stay away from those things. Things to do. Go home when you say you're going to go home, okay? If you tell your spouse, your significant other, whatever, hey, I'm going to be home at such and such times, okay? If you've told them that, then you do it, okay? You make it happen. Never make promises, though. You know, never make promises. That's my number one thing. Okay, never promise someone you're going to be home, especially children. Okay, because children, once they hear a promise, it's written in stone for them. There's no changing that. If you promise a child something, you better come through. If you don't, it will affect them the rest of their lives. And you think, that's hogwash. No, it really will. Okay, they will remember that forever. I mean, most of the time, even when you don't promise children something, they're going to remember it. If you tell them you're going to do something and you don't, follow through. But if you promise, pinky swear, anybody ever done that? Don't do that. Okay? You do not have the ability to foresee the future. You don't know what's going to be out on the road that's going to keep you from being at home when you say you're going to be there. Okay? So don't make any promises. Give generalities. I'm going to try to be home between such and such and such and such a day. Okay? But you do your best to make sure that you're home when they really need you and want you there. So when do you go home? Go home for special occasions. Make sure you're there for the graduations of the children. Make sure you're there for your children's weddings, that kind of thing. You're going to miss ball games, okay? You're going to miss cheerleading practices. You're going to miss gymnastics. You're going to miss so much. Believe me, as an over-the-road driver, you're going to miss a lot of what happens in your children's lives. The only way that you can stay connected is through those phone calls, that FaceTime. If there's a ball game that you can't go to, but your significant other will be there with the kids or whatever, and they can video it, or even better, video chat with you during it. Do that. That's great. And that's one of the benefits of having the abilities that we have today with technology. So utilize those. Utilize them as best you can. YouTube. YouTube's a great way to stay connected as well. Maybe, if you have a camera mount on your dash or whatever, going down the road, record a video that you can upload to YouTube as a private video and just share the links with your family. And that's a great way to stay connected, and ask them to do the same thing. You can actually stay in each other's lives and actually view each other's lives better that way. So definitely consider that. But yeah, go home for the special occasions. You're going to miss the ball games. You're going to miss the occasional birthday. Try to get in, maybe the weekend before or the weekend after, but chances are good you're not going to be able to be there for every birthday. That said, there's a birthday you don't want to miss. Do not miss your significant other's birthday. I don't care how much they say, oh, no, it's not important. You go ahead, blah, blah. No. You go home for that significant other's birthday, and you go home for your anniversary. No matter what, you make it happen, okay? Many other things can be missed in life, but those two things mean a lot. Be there. You're not going to be home for every holiday, okay? And if you're with a company and they told you that yes, you're going to be off every holiday, they're lying to you, okay? And we'll get into recruiter BS on another video. But know that you're not going to be there for every holiday, especially inside your first few years. Now, as you gain more experience, as you've been with a company longer, there are ways to make sure that you are home on those times, and we'll talk about that in another video. But for now, inside your first year or two, for sure, you're not going to be there for every holiday. Make sure that you're requesting those holidays off as soon as possible, because that's going to be difficult in many instances to do. Most companies will see to it that you're home for Christmas. Most companies will see to it that if you have a religious holiday coming up of any kind, whatever your religion may be, you let them know far enough in advance, and they will try to make sure to the best of their ability that you're home. Now, when I say to the best of their ability, you have to understand, when you're out here on the road, you don't know when your truck's going to break down. And if your truck breaks down and you're, 1,000 miles from home, but you're supposed to be home in 2 days, but you're not even going to have the truck part, the shop where you're at isn't going to have the part you need for your truck for another 2 or 3 days, well, understand that a company's not going to rent you a car. Understand a company's not going to fly you home or bus you home till you make that home time. Okay? The truck breaks down, you're with it. Okay? That's the name of the game. Understand that. And when that happens, it stinks. It stinks for everybody. It stinks for you. It stinks for your family. But it also stinks for the company. Don't think it doesn't, because they are losing revenue on this, and they're in business to make money. And if they're losing revenue and they're paying you while you're broke down, which most of them are, they're losing money. Okay, so they're not any happier about this than you are. I promise you that. Don't think, oh, my company's just trying to make my life terrible. No, they're not. Okay, things break down, accidents happen. Okay, freight gets delayed, things happen in an OTR life, and you've got to do your best to work around them. That's one of the reasons why I say don't make promises, give generalities, and try to honor those the best that you absolutely can. Okay, but when those things like the breakdowns, accidents, freight holdups, whatever, when those things happen, they set everything and everybody behind. Okay, there's nothing you can do about it. It's outside of your sphere of control. Okay, so understand that. And that said, schedule your home time for at least the day before you'd actually need to be there. You know, say your anniversary is on the 22nd. Okay, schedule your home time. And okay, your anniversary is on the 22nd. You want to be there on the 21st, okay, to take her out that evening before your anniversary, and then have a nice blissful day on your anniversary, whatever. Okay, so the 22nd is the anniversary. You really want to be there the 21st. Schedule to be there the 20th, and hopefully you'll be there the 21st. Don't be surprised if you're not there till the 22nd. Okay, so always, you know, when scheduling that home time, keep that kind of thing in mind. Now, if you're going home for something that's not very important, and you know it's just your regular weekend home, then yeah, maybe schedule it for the day you want to be there. Still, I would err on the side of caution and schedule for the day before. Most dispatchers and load planners will take that into consideration as well. So yeah, and this is where it comes very important to stay in contact with your dispatcher. Because, you know, they can make or break you, but they've got a bunch of other trucks to deal with. You're not their only truck. Okay. So make sure that you're contacting them, you know, at least 5 days prior to your home time scheduled. And remind them, say, hey, you know, just a quick reminder, you know, I've got this home time coming up, and just leave it at that. You know, you ain't got to beat it into them or anything. Don't annoy them with it, because they can make or break you, and they can make you stay out just a little bit longer just to mess with you. Now, most dispatchers aren't like that, but there are those that will. But give them a 5-day reminder, give them a 3-day reminder, and then every day after that third day, coming into you need to be home. You know, if you don't see a dispatch from them that shows your home dispatch, the dispatch that they're going to get you home on, then every day you need to be saying something. If, you know, whatever you need to do, make sure that by 2 days out from your home time, you have your dispatch for your home time. If you do not have it 2 days out, then you need to contact the boss above your dispatcher. If it's an important one, you know, if it's an important home time. Yes, all home time is important, but those special occasion home times are the real important ones, the important ones that are important enough to go over your dispatcher's head. Okay, most of your home time isn't going to be that important, I'm sure, though you will probably have plans made, and some of them may get delayed or whatever. That's part of the road life. You're going to have to accept that. You're going to have to get used to that now, because that's going to be forever. That doesn't change. So make sure again, when it comes to that communication with your dispatcher, one of the best things that you can do is on a daily basis, you know, not just coming up to your home time, but on a daily basis throughout your employment, build your relationship with your dispatcher. Okay. they next to your family, next to your immediate family, they're the most important person in your life right now. Okay, when you're on that road, they are your line of communication to the world. So yeah, build that relationship. Make sure you have a good relationship there. It can make or break you. Um, so how long should you be out? How long should you be gone away from home? Um, a week to 10 days is optimal for mental purposes. For your mental health, a week to 10 days is optimal. However, it's not realistic, and your ability to really make money is limited inside that week to 10 days. Ideally, you want to be out about 2 weeks, but no more than 2 weeks. But if it has to be more than 2 weeks, whatever you do, don't go over 4 weeks. My general thing is I'll go out Monday, and I want to be back by not that week Friday, but the following Friday. Okay, that's my thing. I want to be home every other weekend, and I'm going to be home for a full weekend. I'm not going to be home. I'm not going to get home Saturday night and leave out Monday morning. I'm not going to do it. Here's why. Here's what happens when you get in Saturday. You've been out for 2 weeks. You're beat. It's late in the evening. You're tired. You just want to relax. Okay, well, the problem with that is that you've got a significant other and or children that need time with you right now. They need quality time with you now. As soon as you walk in that door, as far as they're concerned, you are theirs. Okay, so you're not going to get much rest. Okay, so this is Saturday evening. You come in, you're tired, but your brain is now exploded by a bunch of people contact that you haven't had for a couple weeks. Okay, by Sunday morning rolls around, and you need to be doing what? You need to make sure your laundry's done. You need to make sure everything that you brought in off the truck is cleaned up. You need to make sure your cooler's cleaned out, whatever you need to do. Okay, now you're spending all day Sunday getting ready to leave Monday, and you've had absolutely zero real home time. Okay, so here's my thing. I'm going to get in on Friday afternoon. I'm going to chillax with the family Friday evening, and maybe even take the significant other out Friday night, just for dinner. Nothing big. Come home, get a good night's rest. Saturday morning, I can start worrying about making sure my laundry's on. Then I can do honey-do list in a relaxing way around the house most of the day Saturday. Hang out with the kids Saturday. Just kind of relax into the family all day Saturday. Maybe go out and have a good time Saturday night with your significant other, or even take the family out to go do something Saturday evening. Then come back home, good night's rest. Now it's Sunday. Okay. Now, because you did your laundry yesterday morning, you did your honey-do list. Now Sunday, you have the day to do nothing but relax and prepare your mind to go back out Monday morning. Okay. So to me, when I take home time, I'm going to have 3 nights down, period. Okay. Now, does it always work out that way? No. But to the best of your ability, I feel, at least for my own mental health and for my own family, that is the best way to do it. If you are out longer than that, if you're out 3 weeks, you take an extra day. If you're out 4 weeks, you take another extra day. Okay? So basically, if you're gone 2 weeks, you need 3 nights down. 3 weeks, 4 nights down. 4 weeks, 5 nights down. Okay? Try not to be gone more than 4 weeks. It is rough on a family. I don't care how strong your family is. I don't care how strong the bond is between you and your significant other. 4 weeks is a long time to be away. It really is, especially when you're gone for that amount of time and then you're only home for a handful of days and then right back out again for another 2, 3, 4 weeks. Okay. If it was 4 weeks, once a quarter, or 4 weeks once a year, that's one thing. But when it's 4 weeks followed by 3 weeks, followed by 4 weeks, followed by 2 weeks, followed by 3 weeks, followed by 4 weeks, with limited numbers of days at home, that gets pretty rough. It's very hard to maintain a relationship under those circumstances. So my recommendation, especially to new drivers and new drivers who have spouses or significant others who haven't had to deal with this kind of thing before, 2 weeks, really, 2 weeks max, for several months, and then maybe throw in a 3-weeker here and there. Being out for 3 to 4 weeks, you're gonna make money. Okay, that's your big money makers. 2 weeks, you do okay. 2 weeks, you do okay. 3 to 4 weeks, you do really good. So keep that in mind. Decide, sitting down with your significant other, decide what the priorities are. And if you have a plan in place where, hey, I'm going to do this, I'm going to be out 4 weeks at a time for 1 year, because and in that year we're going to put back X number of dollars for this purpose or that purpose, and then the following year, we'll do 3 weeks at a time, and then we'll back down to 2 weeks at a time. If that's something that you and your partner can sit down, work through together, and make happen, you can make big bucks. Okay, but on average, for most of you guys and gals, 2 weeks out should be max. Now, again, keep in mind, this is for family. This isn't for some of you who are out here and you're flying solo, or maybe you have a significant other that, and you don't have children. Your significant other doesn't rely on any other finances, any other jobs or anything themselves, and, maybe they can come out on the road with you. That's a huge benefit, and that will be in another video. For now, I think I've covered everything that I wanted to cover in this. The main takeaways are communication, 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 and communication. Okay? If you didn't understand that, let me say it one more time. Communication. All right. That's all for this time, you guys. Keep the shiny side up, keep the greasy side down, and we'll catch you on the flip-flop.